a good reason. Good shows, 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 good shows. New stars, new stars, new stars.
When autumn comes this year and nature again fashions her miracle, it will be known by all with eyes to see that in its own way, the American Broadcasting Company has also created something of a masterpiece.
ABC built a week. This is the year of the week. The year of the week unique. We're running hot, we get a streak with the strongest, funniest, prettiest peak. Step right up and witness the most amazing, the most fantastic, and the most staggering package of entertainment ever detonated at the American public. Would you like a peek at the top of the week? Oh, yes! Here's Monday!
Monday night, pre-programmed from top to bottom, and that's our cue. From the top of ABC's Great New Week, we embark on an amazing journey to the bottom of the sea.
This is the Seaview, the most extraordinary submarine in all the 7 seas. Its public image is that of an instrument of marine research. In actuality, it is the mightiest weapon afloat, and is secretly assigned to the most dangerous missions against the enemies of mankind. In command of the Seaview, Captain John Phillips. And in overall charge of scientific projects, the creator and builder of the fabulous ship, Admiral Harriman Nelson.
Despite our every effort, Nelson and his submarine have accomplished their mission. We must never again repeat this mistake.
Washington, sir.
Pentagon, code 777. This is Seaview, code 452. Request urgent meeting of full council. Priority 1, top secret.
time, 8:30, but not for sergeants. Your star, Sammy Jackson.
Stockdale, this is your future in the Air Force. From now on, you're PKP.
I am. What is that?
Permanent Kitchen Police.
How about that? I've only been here a short time and already been promoted. Ooh, pancakes need turning. Need some more fresh eggs. In the world is that? Oh, this is something my pa taught me. You turn on the lights and the chickens thinks it's the sun coming out. Whoops, the milk pail's full.
I know I shouldn't ask this, but where is that milk coming from?
Oh, right out there.
Sergeant King, you will arrange for an immediate transfer.
Doggone it. I just lost my promotion to permanent kitchen policeman.
It's 9 o'clock on Monday evening, a happy time to drop in for a visit with Connie Stevens as Wendy and George Burns as her landlord.
Dear Jeff, I've gone downstairs to pick up the mail. I should be back by the time you finish reading this. Your loving wife, Wendy.
Oh, I see you got my note.
Yeah.
I didn't want you to think I was out while I was gone.
Sweetheart, I'm going to save all your little notes. I love the one you left on my pillow when you went to brush your teeth.
Jeff, I love you so much. I want you to know where I am, even when we're together.
So do I, honey.
What do you think of Wendy? Kind of different, isn't she? She has an original kind of mind. You never know what she's going to say. Sometimes even after she says it. Her full name is Wendy Conway. I'm George Burns, but I don't think I'll have any trouble telling us apart. I'm the one with the cigar.
Good morning.
Hey, Danny.
How do you say, group?
Oh, boy, I needed that.
You got in late again last night, right?
No, early this morning. I took this gorgeous redhead home. Lives in Beverly Hills. 382236.
What street?
Yeah, what street?
Maple Drive.
Oh,
Look, Casanova, if you'd like to continue being my co-pilot, you'd better get in early tonight. Remember, tomorrow you've got to take your annual physical, and the last time you took it, you were out till 4 in the morning, you almost flunked.
Can I help it if my blood pressure goes up 10 points every time I see a beautiful redhead?
Well, that's easy. Tonight, no redheads.
You're right. And just in case I can't trust myself, Wendy, I want you to hold my little black book.
okay.
Hey, Danny, you better have a roll.
Please.
Hey, here's a girl that lives right next door to the one you took out last night.
Huh?
Her address is 402236.
Maple Drive's a swinging street.
Suddenly, it's 9:30, and here's Bing.
Welcome to the home of the new Bing Crosby Show. I suppose you're probably wondering why the old groaner decided to take on a chore like a weekly series. Well, for one thing, I have a new generation of little nippers to be fed, but the real reason actually is right here. Of course, everybody knows that actors like to work. I'm no exception. I like the action, too, but before you can bring off a performance that is likely to attract a weekly audience of, we say several million viewers, you have to have a character that you believe in. Now, through the years, I've been approached quite often with notions, ideas for a continuing series, and some of them mighty interesting, too. But when Steve Gethers brought me this one, I was through looking. You probably know that Steve is the well-known playwright and the producer who is responsible for many of the top episodes of The Farmer's Daughter, successful show last year. Well, I'm happy to tell you that Steve is going to be producing our show. Now, the main character is a fellow named Bing Collins. Somewhere along the way, he whaled his way through the degree in engineering, but he never went square, this cat. He just kept his sense of humor through it all. Nowadays, he's a respected member of the staff of Taylor University, where he works as sort of a consulting engineer. Mrs. Collins has a musical background of sorts, but her chief chore is raising her two daughters. Joyce is in her teens. Her sister is a 10-year-old enfant terrible named Janice. Sound familiar? Well, I suppose it is a little, but we have a twist, big twist. Old Dad Collins does not, and I repeat, not get played for a patsy by his womenfolk. That sort of grab you? So we're terribly excited about the show. Certainly hope that you'll share our enthusiasm when you check in for our premiere Monday night, September 14th. Well, I guess I better brush up on my lines now. I got a lot of things to learn here. The fellow who runs this shop is a real ogre. I'll see you later.
Monday night at 10. Time to ring in Big Ben. Back in his original time slot, Ben Casey. Monday night and every weeknight, Bob Young with the 11 o'clock news.
Tuesday night, the action's great. Your lead-off show's really great. We'll hit 'em hard, knock 'em flat. First show, combat.
I'd like to say a word about Benchley Athletic supporters.
At 8:30, a naval commander with a solid 4.0 rating and a share of audience to match. McHale's Navy. And time for the only actor ever to win 3 Academy Awards. Meet the star of The Tycoon.
I'm Walter Brennan, but not for long. This fall, I'm going to turn into Walter Andrews, chairman of the board of Thunder Corporation. Chairman of the board, that's a fancy title they give you when you're too ornery to get along with and too smart to fire. Now, my colleagues are top businessmen, and they know how to get things done by the book. Well, I wrote my own book. It's a loose leaf model. Makes it easier to put in new pages. Memo, Storm Paper Products. Attention, Ken Milliken, Advertising Department. Subject layout for billboard campaign. Blonde bathing beauty is objectionable. Policy of corporation is to avoid controversial subjects. Add a brunette and a redhead.
At 9:30, you'll see the first half of an exciting television first. 8 million people bought this book. Many millions more saw the motion pictures. Now, some of the most familiar and powerful characters in American literature are recreated in a moving new television series, Peyton Place.
Hello, Doctor. Well, this seems to be quite an evening for constitutionals. Constance, I'd like to have you meet Mr. Michael Rossi. Michael, this is Mrs. McKenzie. How do you do?
How do you do?
Mr. Rossi is the new principal of Peyton High School.
May I offer my congratulations?
Thank you. I understand the man I'm indebted to is Matthew Swain. He broke the tie in my favor.
Matthew, I didn't. I'm sorry, Mr. Rossi. I thought Elsie Thornton was the sentimental favorite.
How did you find it out?
Well, it's a small town. I guess news travels fast.
I don't know what we're doing with a newspaper in this town. The only town in America with one newspaper and 10,000 reporters.
Listen, I was just going to go get some coffee. How about you and the doctor coming along?
I'm sorry, Mr. Rossi. I have some other things to do. Perhaps some other time. Good night. Good night,
Good night, Connie.
Good night. Divorced?
Widowed.
Is she unattached?
Completely.
What's wrong with the men in this town?
Well, there aren't very many unmarried men in her age bracket, and those that have tried haven't been able to make a dent.
I wouldn't be stepping on anybody's toes, eh?
Would it matter?
No.
Playing Constance McKenzie as Dr. Swain, Warner Anderson. Michael Rossi is played by Ed Nelson. Allison McKenzie by Mia Farrow.
You know, you could fit in. You are not a bad-looking chick. Well, that's it. That's it. You are not a chick at all. Well, you're I don't know. What are you?
I don't know.
Twice each week on ABC, you'll go beneath the placid facade of this New England town and see the turbulent emotions, the hidden human drama that plays behind the quiet of Peyton Place. 10 o'clock on Tuesday night, America will watch the star and the program that they voted the best. The TV Guide Award winners, David Jansen as The Fugitive.
Be a great day, hooray for Wednesday.
Wednesday night comes alive with the family who must have stockpiled more rating points than anyone else in television. The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. The 8 o'clock slot brings another Academy Award winner, the petite enchantress with the powerful talent. Enough, in fact, for two girls. The star of The Patty Duke Show.
They walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
It's 8:30, and that's time to swing with Shindig. Here's a bright new showcase for the big beat dance music that's moved from America to every corner of the world. Today in the Peppermint Lounge, Buckingham Palace, or a dance pavilion in Hong Kong, the beat's the same. If you're 6 or 96, you'll get big kicks on Shindig. Comes 9 o'clock, comes comedy, and the formidable talents of a Rooney named Mickey.
Hey, look. Pull up.
It's a going place.
It's going to the first bidder. Then we're going back to Omaha.
Now, wait just a minute, darling.
Help!
Please. Soaking people not belong in lobby. Oh, well, I'm Mr. Grady. I'm the new owner of this place. Ah, Mr. and Mrs. Grady. Been looking forward to meeting you. I'm Sammy Lane, your manager. How do you do, Mr. Lane? Pardon my wet hand. This is my wife, Nora, my oldest son, Tim, and my youngest son, Buddy. What's this? Ling Wholesale Groceries. Ling Liquor Store. Ling Delicatessen. It looks like we owe a lot of money to your relatives. I think something strange is going on here. You insinuating I'm not kosher?
Devereaux Interior Decorators.
Devereaux, how did that foreigner get in here?
I find you
Fascinating. Look, Angela, why don't you just go down and see about the dinner, will you? I'm getting awful hungry.
me.
Married man overboard!
time is 9:30. Your star, the brilliant performer who made Captain Amos Burke the man with whom feminine America would most like to be found guilty. Mr. Gene Barry.
Thanks for those mighty kind words. Matter of fact, right now I'm looking for my new time slot on Wednesday night. I'm right on the tail of... trail of... Now, where did she disappear to? Looks mighty cozy. Think I'll feel right at home here. Oh, tell Tom this one's for the old captain.
At 10:30, an exciting showcase for ABC News. The show, ABC Close-Up, with analysis and comment on the week's most important stories. This year, ABC News will continue to create exciting innovations. A new standard in political reporting, a pair of national conventions and a national election will come uniquely alive when General Dwight D. Eisenhower and Senators Hubert Humphrey and Sam Ervin Jr. act as on-the-air consultants to ABC News. Covering the political scene and in special appearances throughout the year, the newest and most stimulating news team on the scene, Howard K. Smith and Edward P. Morgan. ABC News will continue to breathe new life into history with fresh projects from the team that produced the award-winning Saga of Western Man. He reports the day-to-day actions of the world's newsmakers and grows steadily in popularity. Ron Cochran with early evening news. This year, you'll watch another fine performance by the network's fastest-growing division as ABC News continues its swift rise to a position of strength and prestige in the dynamic world of electronic journalism.
Everything's coming up funny on Thursday.
And Thursday's the night when America's most amusing families get together and form an unbeatable comedy lineup. It starts off with the Flintstones. Then at 8, out to top the biggest year of her ABC career, The Donna Reed Show. At 8:30, Fred McMurray, Bill Frawley, and the boys mix it up in My Three Sons. Thursday night at 9, you'll meet Elizabeth Montgomery, a lovely girl who is practically normal in Bewitched.
Once upon a time, there was a typical American girl who happened to bump into a typical red-blooded American boy. They found they had a lot of interests in common. Radio, television, and when the boy found the girl attractive, desirable, irresistible, he did what any red-blooded American boy would do. He asked her to marry him. They had a typical wedding, went on a typical honeymoon, in a typical bridal suite, except it so happens that this girl is a witch.
You're a what?
I am a witch. A real house-haunting, broom-riding, cauldron-stirring witch.
Would you mind moving that ashtray?
Have to.
You're a witch, all right.
Darren, darling. Is this your little bride? How do you do? Oh, why, Darren, she's sweet. Maybe I should have dressed. Oh, not at all, dear. You look sweet. John, would you take Mrs. Stevens' sweater? Oh, yes.
Wait till you see the Mercedes I had sent over from Europe. It's simply gorgeous. Reminds me of the one we looked at in California. By the way, Gregory's in town, so don't plan to be home early for dinner Wednesday night. He's having in a few close friends to show his new paintings, and you must come. Show me what to buy. I'll pick you up at the office at 6.
Here, let me help you.
So my wife's a witch. Every married man has to make some adjustments.
9:30 brings the second weekly half hour of Peyton Place and a continuation of the story from Tuesday night. Then at 10 o'clock, Jimmy Dean returns to star in the show that in a single year moved steadily up to a solid spot in the big leagues. At 7:30, from Master Animators Hanna-Barbera, the show, Johnny Quest.
Keep a sharp lookout, helmsman. Aye, aye, sir. Some of those wrecks out there are hundreds of years old. Captain, something off the starboard bow. Let me see. Looks like a red beam swinging towards us.
Maybe it doesn't make much sense, but the fact remains that 5 ships have disappeared in the Sargasso Sea area in the last month. Better get me file 037 and call the airport.
You're calling in Dr. Benton Quest?
Right.
Is our man Race Bannon still assigned to guard the doctor's boy?
24 hours a day as tutor, companion, and all-around watchdog. You see, since Johnny lost his mother, the government is taking no chances with the boy's security.
Security?
Yes. You see, if Johnny fell into the hands of enemy agents, Dr. Quest's value to science would be seriously impaired.
Hey, Reese! Looks like Dad's got visitors! It's Dad calling!
Yes, Dr. Quest.
Race, something's come up. You and Johnny better come on in.
Right, Dr. Quest. So you see, Race, we haven't much to work on. Corvin has given us all the information he has. We'll feed the facts to Eunice, our unitized neutronic information center, and see what answers she comes up with.
I wish I could let Eunice do my homework.
Quiet. Vanished. 5 ships in the last 3 weeks. Common factor. All events occurred in Sargasso Sea area. Only survivor of last vessel to disappear reports thin red light beam caused his ship to explode. Now, let's see what Eunice has to say. Laser.
Laser? Isn't that what you've been working on, Dad?
Yes, Johnny.
What do you make of it, Doctor?
Here, let me show you with this working model. Now, laser is atomic radiation focused in a narrow beam of light. It's strong enough to cut through steel. Or it can be used to perform miracle surgery. When its potential is fully realized, it can be a boon to mankind.
Or a terrible weapon in the wrong hands.
Blast the tanker!
Follow me, frog face!
Hang on, kid! Cavalry to the rescue! Johnny, swim for the hydrofoil!
There's Bandit! Good boy!
It's a date. Your treasure, Miss Inger Stevens. Your pleasure, a farmer's daughter. Time for togetherness and harmony between you and a remarkable family. The Addams family lives in a typical suburban neighborhood. All the families on the block are pretty average. There's the postman. He's pretty average, too. Oh, for goodness sake, it's only the Addams family's mailbox. That's Mr. Addams. Like his neighbors, he likes to keep his little corner of suburbia looking sharp. And that's Morticia, Mrs. Addams. She has the green thumb in the family. Everyone says she's made her hothouse into a perfect little corner of Transylvania.
Oh, the thorns are so much larger this fall.
Lovely, Morticia. You have such a way with roses.
Is this where the Addams family lives?
Yeah? You going in there?
I'm the truant officer. They've got 2 kids who have never set foot in school.
Good luck, Charlie.
Mr. Addams.
Hilliard from the Sherwood School.
How do you do, Mr. Hilliard?
I just stopped by to talk to you about... They're going to crash.
You think so, huh? Beautiful. Beautiful.
You meant to blow them up?
Of course. Why else would a grown man play with trains? You want to blow the other bridge?
No, some other time.
You know how it is with a small child and new trains. What can I do for you?
It's about sending the children to school.
Oh, Mama's in charge of the education. She's in the guest room playing darts with Uncle Fester. She tutors the children in all the fine arts, music, painting, ballet. She's the long hair of the family and a fantastic dart player.
Oh, you got his pen. Nipped him in the ear, didn't I? You think you can do better? You watch me.
This is the guest room?
Your friend.
I don't know. Weird, isn't he?
Well, as you can see, the Addams are a fun family. Oh, on the surface, there may be certain amusing little differences, but deep down, the Addams family is a lot like your family is. Deep down. Know what I mean? Every Friday at 9, Tony Franciosa will be your Valentine. Manhattan at dawn. An hour ago, the city began to stir itself awake. And an hour ago, Valentine Farrow began to stir himself one last nightcap. Just for the record, Val is a young executive with an important New York publishing house.
Going to work already, Mr. Farrell?
Well, it's nearly 8 o'clock.
Well, you just got home an hour ago.
I'm a fast sleeper.
Just now, his job depends on the success of a new book he's just introduced. So naturally, he introduced himself to this young lady, who's only the most important book reviewer in New York.
Do you think you're broad-minded enough to read these galley proofs without prejudice?
Fraudulent female.
Yeah, by Clementine Rutherford. Honest housewife.
You really believe housework is a snap? All right, Valentine Farrow. I'll make a bargain with you.
Yes?
I'll read your book with complete objectivity.
Yes?
If you'll go away for a weekend with me?
No.
No?
No, I mean, yes.
So Valentine Farrow seized his opportunity and off they went to get to know each other better. And not just each other either, oh no. Besides the pretty lady, there was her brother, and her nephews, and her baby niece.
surprised anybody around here does anything for himself.
Well, Chapter 14 says that the modern housewife should be ready for an evening of gaiety and social activity because her housework is so easy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anything you care to do?
Well, there's a dance at Bill's Lodge. If you're not too tired, I'll get dressed.
Wait a minute. Chapter 15 says that no housewife should neglect the romantic aspects of life.
And that's why they call it Valentine's Day. 9:30 on ABC brings the pounding drone of four-engine bombers, the shrill scream of an air raid siren. In a different year, it might be a Sunday game of catch at a family picnic, but this is 1943, and the game is total war. They're up to bat against the Luftwaffe, and it's no picnic. This is 12 o'clock high.
They're approaching the field.
He lost two of his engines and asked me to take over the lead.
What happened? The strike report was inconclusive.
As near as I could figure it, General. All our bombs fell way short.
If the day comes when I cannot assign my crew as I see fit or run my own outfit, I will ask to be relieved.
That'll be all, gentlemen.
Language to use in front of a crew. One of my crews, Wiley. Now, you hit them, you hurt them. If you want me to step down...
I want you to be sensible.
I believe in this tactic.
Despite what happened today.
Wiley, there was a time when you risked an entire crew. For me. Why?
I believed in you, Frank.
Well, if you stop now...
Bombs away.
From theirs, and they could tell time. Before they were through, they owned the air. 12 o'clock high.
There's music in the air everywhere. Every Saturday night.
Before the music starts, you'll journey into the awesome realms that extend to the limits of man's imagination. The outer limits. At 8:30, celebrating his 10th season on ABC, it's the champagne music of Lawrence Welk and his versatile performance. The hour, 9:30. The show,
Sunday. Hey, look at our Sunday best.
Sunday night, a favorite of young and old, Wagon Train, returns in its original tightly knit 1 hour length. For the 8:30 slot, the producers of McHale's Navy came up with a new twist. They threw us a slow curve. The fact is, they delivered a broadside. Monokai Island in the Pacific, 1944. The invasion forces had moved on, but conditions are still rugged. And the keynote now is logistics and planning.
You might also notify the photographic unit that we need some more blow-ups of my wife's picture.
Hey! What the devil is going on out there?
It's been so long I can't be sure, but it looks like a woman.
A woman?
All right, girls, come out and meet the enemy.
Yeah!
Is it safe? Molly, let's just say this is where you win the Purple Heart the hard way.
Men, nothing but men for miles and miles. This is going to be a fun war.
That's what I call a sea chest.
Hey, thanks, fellas. Gee, it's sure nice being back on dry land again.
What's the matter, baby? You lose your sea legs?
Machinist love, fall in. Fall in.
Gangway, men, clear the way there.
What is this? What are you females doing here?
Lieutenant J.G. Ann Morgan reporting for duty, sir. And begging the commander's pardon, we're not just females, we're waves.
Oh, I know that. I recognize the uniform from the newsreels. What I want to know is, how come you washed up on my beach?
We're an experiment to release more men for combat.
Relay that, sailor. All right, at ease, at ease. I said at ease.
She is at ease, sir.
Oh.
In the midst of a great war, the commander of Ronakai Island created a good life. But into each life some rain must fall, and into Captain Adrian's it came in waves, 5 feet high. In all his career as a fighting naval officer, no enemy caused the commander more pain than the wavy Navy. And this record of that titanic struggle for survival shall be called Broadside. 9 o'clock. Time for 2 hours of memorable entertainment as ABC proudly presents the Sunday night movie.
We've got a wide new world of entertainment, and ABC is looking nothing but great. All 7 nights are strong, and as you view along, you'll see a world of entertainment, wide world of entertainment. This week could be the start. Premiere week will be the start. Good shows, great shows, new stars.